All right, everybody, welcome to the show. There is a challenge that many have tried and only a select few have ever completed. And the gentleman that we have on tonight, he has not only competed in this, he actually set the record at one point for the Cannonball Run. For anybody that doesn't know what the Cannonball Run is, it is a trip cross country that you do as fast as you possibly can. The faster you do it, the more legendary you are. And this, so like I said, he had the record, and then he decided to settle down in a career, which we'll go over the list of that. I think there, I don't know if I have enough fingers or toes to count the career choices he's made in the last few years. And family man, author of the Zombie Road series, David A. Simpson, an American bad man, and is coming on right now. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name is Craig, along with Austin and Chris.
Passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century.
Let me out.
I'm afraid that's right.
Then live to send the innocent to their death? Is this justice and honor in Massachusetts colony?
All right. So I'm just, for anybody that doesn't know, like as we're coming live on the shows, I'm sitting here sharing it to groups and stuff like that. There's times I even forget what's in our intro because I'm so busy sharing stuff. And I was actually just caught myself listening to our own intro. So that's a shop talk. Anyway, let's bring on the man of the hour. We're not here to talk about my online habits. David A. Simpson, how are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing? Dude, that was a great intro, man. That was great. It was really good.
Well, I appreciate that. If I could accomplish a third of what you have in your life so far, I would consider myself to have lived life to the fullest. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to share it on screen for everybody to see. What I copied from your thing on your About Me. I copied the short version, like you said. And I told Chris, you've got to check out the short version here. And yes, Jeff, Jamie, Joanne, they're on here. I want to, for anybody that's not, first off, everybody in the chat room, just lay it on. Like I said, wish David a happy birthday. It is his birthday today. Happy birthday from all of us at Three Beards to this man. He decided to come on with us instead of spending time doing something else on his birthday. So, we're honored. He even had internet installed for us. How dedicated of a guest is that? That's what's impressive.
I even bought these headphones today too.
Oh my God.
You didn't have to.
This is the Wayne's World thing. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. So here, I was like, what I promised. So look at this. I just want everybody to look at the screen here. Here's his website. You go to davidasimpson.com. Talks all about it. So this is the short version. And as you go through here, I just love the fact that you started out with you're a golf course grass cutting boy, and then just a carpenter, and you just go through the list. And one of the ones, you have Army here. We'll start off. Thank you for your service, sir. I really appreciate that. And your family that have, that are serving the country. I really appreciate that. And, is there a trucking job you have not held?
I haven't hauled liquid dynamite yet.
God, and then the other question I wrote down here, I've never heard of a cracker hauler. What is a cracker hauler? Because it's not what I literally think it is. So I'm gonna assume it's not a truck full of white people that you're taking from place to place.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got to get there. No, dude, Petridge Farm, crackers and cookies, man. I gained 30 pounds on that job. It was a great job.
Pepperidge Farm is one of the best. Oh my God, you hauled crackers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, you've held pretty much everything. Cross country, regional. It's such a list. And then your next one that you called the convoluted and mysterious version. This was a novel in itself. This is for anybody. Like I said, go to davidasimpson.com for those that don't see it on there. You have to read this. This is such a well-written, entertaining thing. Hats off to the way this is done. This was a very excellent read. So you've got to read this for anybody that is going to go look at that and read it. And that's, so there was so much on there, and when did you serve in the Army? Was that like right out of high school, or was that later on in life? When did you first enlist?
Out of high school, I got a job at a steel mill, and it was such a freaking dangerous job. One of my buddies got blown up, and it was just people getting burnt I still have scars from it. I think, oh my God, the Army's got to be safer than this. So I joined the Army. It was probably 2 years after high school.
Let me guess, you did trucking in the Army?
No, I was a tanker. Went airborne.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just, I thought I was safe asking that question. I was wrong.
No, dude, I was trying to be Delta Force back then. That was the thing to be, but I failed. I passed all the physical stuff, but I failed the mental exam.
Yeah, was it just you weren't crazy enough, or it was?
They don't tell you. They just ask you a bunch of questions, and then they say, "Welcome to the team," or "We're sorry. Thanks for trying out."
Man, you put all your effort into it, and it's like find out. It was that one you forgot to dot that I. Right. Yep, he doesn't have attention to details. Can't take him. Yeah, it's just no. We'll go, and because we hit with all the trucking. What is your favorite make? Or model of semi that you've driven? I mean, is there a type that if you had a choice, you're like, I want to drive this tractor, or is there one that you just, I don't care as long as it's a big rig?
I like the 359 Pete's because they are so cool. You got the Corvette dashboard and everything in them, but they're old, and they're just old. They're from the 70s and 80s. So a 379 long nose Peterbilt. I had one for years. It was a great truck.
It's one of those. You see some of those cabs, and have you ever driven those ones? I can only describe. It's like climbing into a tree house, where it's like those super tall ones. It seems like you have to have a step ladder just to get up into the cab.
Yeah, those cab overs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Those. I feel so bad for the truckers that have to get in and out of that thing every time they go over a scale house. It's just Yeah. You got to throw on your safety gear just to climb, just rappel down the side.
Yeah, make sure you put your seatbelt on because they got cameras, man. They see what you're doing in the truck. They'll pull you in there if you got a bunch of crap on your dashboard because they think, this guy's a pig. I'm going to pull him in because, his truck's probably, trashy too.
Wow.
Yeah, Joanne was asking, do you have a Wentworth truck down there? Because she's from Canada. So have you driven a Wentworth?
Wentworth? No, I haven't.
Jamie, Jeff, once again, thanks for Joanne, Chastity, thanks for tuning in. Because my family, my mom and my sister both worked for Freightliner at one point in Portland. And so that was one of the things. So have you driven a Freightliner before? I mean, do you like them, not like them?
I used to own a Freightliner. I owned a couple of them. The difference between a traveling, door-to-door salesman and a Freightliner truck?
Oh.
You can close the door on a salesman.
There you go. See,
Dude, it's a trucker. That's inside trucker stuff. I am Freightliners for the FLD model I had, and all the FLDs had bad door latches. They'd wear out after 30,000 miles, and I had bungee cords holding both my doors shut, and most of the guys that drove Freightliners did.
Wow.
They were loud. Yeah, you just got to strap your door shut. They wouldn't stay shut.
And there's always a joke. So we're going to say it's allegedly here to keep us out of any trouble. But what SWIFT stands for, it's just
sure wish I had a fast truck.
Yeah, that, or sure wish I finished training, or there's always, because there's even sites that are dedicated to the wrecks, and it's like, oh, it's like you feel bad. I mean, for those people, but yeah, it's Kane, thanks for tuning in. I wondered what got you interested in the zombie genre, where you wanted to start writing the Zombie Road series.
Man, I've always been into post-apocalyptic fiction. I mean, one of the first books I remember reading was Lucifer's Hammer, back in the 70s. And I've always liked zombies. So I don't know, driving a truck, audiobooks, loads of zombie stories.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd give my hand at writing one. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Jeff. Hey, lots of folks coming in. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. And I just see it. Yeah. I was just looking up there what you're saying. Lucifer's Hammer. Yep. It's it was written 1977 by Larry Niven. Yeah. So that's, and what was your biggest inspiration, that's helped you in the writing of the Zombie Road series? Did your time in the Army, lend any help into some of the, like, the fighting, information that you incorporate into your books? Or is there something else that you'd say that was kind of that you've leaned on that's really helped you in the crafting of each story?
Wow. I can't, there really isn't any one thing. I mean, the military plays a part, because my characters are, ex-military. Trucking, of course, because truckers know where the supplies are. We're not going to kill each other over a can of beans, because I know where a whole warehouse full of beans are,
Yeah, and that was, and I teased it, before, that I really wanted to talk to, and Jeff just asked a question. It's like, have you driven an automatic? Do you prefer those over standard, the manual, or the
stick is way better. Automatics they're cool if I've driven them. The new ones are a lot better than the older ones, but they're okay if you're trying to eat and change the radio station and roll a cigarette and talk on the phone and talk on the CB all at the same time, because you don't have to shift gears. Great in traffic though. You don't get that clutch. You're like, oh dude, we had to do some PT tests at this one outfit, and they tested our strength for our legs. Right leg, your gas pedal leg. It was like, I don't know, I could bench press. I forget the numbers, but like, I don't know, 210. Left leg, clutch leg, 290.
Wow.
It's just a clutch in and out traffic, dude. Just wearing it out.
Wow.
I got in a really bad habit, especially with stick shift. I would ride the clutch. I would keep my foot on it, and I spent more time, I think, like, just taking it in and out of, engage, to where it was easier just to pop the clutch and just let the car naturally slow itself down right there, and then slowly ease it into a gear. I know that's not the best for it, but I got in that habit of just constantly keeping the clutch in. And so, yeah, I just never could break myself of that habit.
In the mountains, you would have been in trouble probably.
Oh, you can be, but luckily, like I said, I didn't do any over mountain range trucking, so I said it never really affected me there. So it's, the automatics would save my ass, it's just, but yeah, so Josephine is featured in your second and third book, and that's 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. And one of the questions is, did you know about this car in this location prior to starting to work, when you wrote it in the stories, or was it something that you had already put it in the books and you came across this in that field and you're like, oh my God, that's the car, I got to do this?
Man, it's all right, this is how you make the bacon. This is how you make the sausage. I bought that car to do a Cannonball run in because there was a pre-79 model run just for those pre-79 cars. So I bought that Mach 1 to do it, and it didn't happen. I spent a lot of money on the engine, the transmission, the rear end, the running gear. The body was shot, but I just made it. Everything that made it go or stop was brand new. So it was a fast car. And writing books, I mean, building cars is expensive. So if you put that car in your book, it's a tax write-off. So that car was free.
Oh.
Nice.
So that's why there's a Lamborghini on the cover of one of my books. It's.
I got a couple of vehicles if you want to write a book about, please.
Oh, that is awesome.
I mean, if you use it in marketing, I use it on the book covers. I take it to shows. I really do use it to market my books. So it kind of worked out.
Well, I got a Bronco too that we're trying to build Mad Max style. So maybe,
dude.
Right?
No, that's
you just got to write a book, man. You just got to write a book, then you can write it off.
Write a book.
So,
she can get her 600
We'll
horsepower.
write a 10-page children's book.
So for anybody, like I said, we'll bring up the picture. There's the car.
That's fucking awesome.
It was a bad car. I was looking at it. So what size motor did you put in it? Or did you build a motor yourself?
No, it's a Cleveland. It's got Cobra Jet heads and the 4-barrel intake. It's got a 750 Holly on it. It's got a mild cam.
Fucking awesome.
Nothing special.
That's a 351 Cleveland, right? If I'm
Yes,
correct.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
My dad was telling me that's the fat. You can make that motor super fast. 351 Cleveland. Oh my God,
Yeah.
she's a beauty.
Dude, it'll smoke those tires.
And that's, yeah. And you hit it too. And that's one of the things like I wanted to get with, I teased it and everything, the Cannonball run, because movies have been made about this. This is a legendary race. I was talking to the guys. If you don't know about this, I'm going to butcher the names of the starting point and the end point. I mean, obviously you know that because you did it, but you're going from New York to LA as fast as you can. I mean, there's no, and we'll kind of let you get, because things have changed.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because they're like, he was asking, is this a race? I'm like, no, this is highly illegal underground. I mean,
yeah, I've heard about the Cannonball Run. I'm like, oh yeah, it's sanctioned, right? It's like, no, it's 100% illegal. I was like, oh
yeah, the current record holder, 25 hours and 22 minutes, I think it is.
Yep, Arnie and Doug and God, I forget the third guy's name.
Yeah, I was telling them just all the tech that they've got in the car to do it now, like kill switches on lights, detection equipment. Basically, if they get pulled over, they're going to jail. I mean, there's so much illegal stuff inside those cars, jammers. I mean, just you name it, it's there. It's on these things because I think the average speed,
red light changers.
Yeah, because they had. I didn't know about the red light changers. That's
crazy.
So they got like for the ambulance and fire trucks, they got those things to flip them on to get the lights to switch.
Maybe. I heard.
Allegedly, this equipment and
awesome.
Yeah, but I was telling them their average speed I think was between 120 and 130. And so
Craig, don't give me any ideas. Don't give me any ideas. I'm the nut of the group.
No, you're not.
Building a car in my garage, and Craig will be like, "What are you doing?"
Oh.
Yeah, dude, go for it.
So. From your
Craig, if I was a trooper, I just sit there and shoot radar and put a sign up that says "You're not going fast enough. Keep going."
Yeah. So what was it like? I mean, what led you to the point of I want to do this? This run. I mean, was it just because I can?
Man, Cannonball Run. It just I wanted to do it, so I did the Southern Run first, which is from the shortest distance across America is from Jacksonville, Florida to Dog Beach, California, San Diego. Just run along I-10 basically. I did that run first in my Mustang, and then I ran up and did the Cannonball with Ed Bolian and a couple other Atlanta fellas. We got invited to do it, and because it's like invite only. It's like you can't just go do it. You got to be vetted, I guess. And we got invited up, so I ran that, and I built a Lexus for that, and we did it. I did that in 34 hours, 33 minutes, and set the record for that run.
Yeah,
you're a legend, Alexis.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
in
I
the
got-
Lexus?
Here's a picture.
V8.
There's a picture right there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
man. Dude, you guys are
that's-
on it, man.
So there's.
We try
there's
to
the-
be.
It is so low. Oh my god.
This
Yep.
is the most
And that-
professional thing I've been on.
Well, we
Thank
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. It just I was so impressed, because I was telling the guys. I mean, it's just you think about that: 34 hours and 33 minutes. That is, I mean, you're allegedly on it. I mean, there is no, well, I better slow down for that. No, it's like how fast can I go around it?
So
Yeah.
what kind of fuel? Like, are you burning alcohol, or do you have an extra tank? I mean, running that
No,
speed.
the extra tanks. The Mustang had 30 gallons extra plus the factory 17, and the Lexus had a 45 gallon extra plus the factory 18.
That never slowed you down?
No.
Damn.
Dude, one dude, Fred Ashmore, he's a guy he built a truck for our movie trailer. He did it in 25-55 in a Mustang, but he also did it nonstop. He's the only guy to do it nonstop from coast to coast. He did not stop at all to get gas because he had I think a 65 Galaxy 500, a big old boat car, and he had like a 200 gallon gas tank behind his seat. He was in a rolling bomb, dude. He just filled it up. I don't know what it cost to fill that stumbuck up, man, but he just nonstop to California. Didn't,
I just thinking about that. You're going 100, allegedly 120 plus, and loaded with highly explosive fuel. I go, you hit a jackrabbit wrong, and you're just going to see this nuclear, Looney Tunes type explosion from Wile E. Coyote. You're just going to see this launch and just.
Fire.
That's a Galaxy 500. That is a boat.
Oh my god,
that's a boat.
I just imagine you got to stop for fuel and you're just loading up and you're just going over 60 gallons. Like, what the fuck kind of tank do you have? You're just filling it up. Fucking
200 gallons later.
Jesus Christ, 200 gallons.
But there has only been one in all of Cannonball runs. There's been about I don't know how many cars have run total. Probably 1,000 or more total since the early 70s. There's only been one accident, man, because you're vetted. It's just they inspect the cars before you take off. It's pretty safe run. They don't just let any Tom, Dick, or Harry go in and do it.
So it's semi-organized, but not organized.
Exactly.
yeah.
Today, I wouldn't be worried about the vehicle. I'd be worried about other people driving around. There's so many idiots in the road. Like, fucking A.
Preach.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
I was telling the guys too before about this. It's like when you look into it, it's become so tech now. You've got spotters, you've got everybody running. I mean, you've got all the stuff that they're doing to accomplish. I mean, you have to do it in 25 hours. I mean, you just to think the logistics to go, how you could get from New York, just the time it would take you just get out of the Northeast. I mean, you can make up time when you're going through Wyoming and stuff because it's just wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, there's you go through the Midwest, it's just straight. There's not a lot of curves. But yeah, when you get to the mountains and stuff like that, it's just to go 120 miles an hour. I'm just thinking over the Southwest. That's white knuckle.
Yeah.
So is there a good prize? Sorry to cut you off. Is there a good prize for it, or just the record to say I did it?
You get a T-shirt.
You're a brave man.
Oh my God, that's got to be one of the most badass things I've ever said. You're doing something highly illegal. It's like, what do you get out of it? I got this T-shirt.
Hey, bub, I got this beer shirt, and we're gonna go have some beers.
What'd you get? I got
time.
I got 2.5 years in the pen, because of what I was arrested. What'd you get? I got a T-shirt.
I got a T-shirt.
Dudes have gone to jail, man. There was an Audi that blew a turbo in Ohio. High dollar cars just blow up trying to do this. I know one dude that spent a week or about 4 days in jail. The run we did, Artie and I and Doug, they hold the record for the 25-22 now. That was a COVID run because there was hardly any traffic. But we did the the Southern run, we're the only guys that's ever crossed America in a day, 24 hours.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
some of those speeding tickets we got we had to hire big lawyers. I shouldn't say we. I got off. My guy let me off when I got pulled over. But one of the guys had to hire some high-dollar lawyers to get out of, going to jail kind of thing.
Did you tell him what you were doing and why he let you go?
Oh, no, dude. Speeding's one thing. Racing's something else. Racing's a felony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was just...
Is that one of those grandmas getting ready to die and I've got to get here before she passes? And it's like, oh, yeah, I feel for you. I just lost mine. Right? It's like, I go, what story do you give the officer to let him, like, you know what?
Well,
yeah, you're right.
Like this. It's like,
keep on going.
all right. I could see, all right. What's this 200-gallon tank of fuel back here? Grandma's not dying, is she?
No, I got popped. We had a spotter, man. We had Doug was on the glasses. He had these gyroscopically balanced military grade glasses. I could see like 2 miles, binoculars. And he's a great spotter. He's a great guy to have in your passenger seat. And I was running I don't know what I was running. We hit 190 top speed on that run, but I was only running about 130, 140. I forget. But anyway, he spotted a cop. He gave his eyes a break. And he looked up without the glasses. He spotted a cop way the freak up the road. He goes, cop. So I get on the binders. I got down to about, I don't know, less than 100, I think. And of course the cop came around and I talked my way out of it. I'm not going to say how, but it was cool. Cop was cool. He let me go.
That's awesome.
Craig knows me. My gears are turning, so don't be surprised if I'm in your inbox. I delete this, take this part out.
Some things just aren't for public consumption,
So the stories you've heard, did you ever see cops more in the daytime or at night?
We got popped nighttime, instant on. There's nothing you can do about it. We have $10,000 worth of gizmos in there, from night vision to infrared. I mean, all the stuff. Yeah. And when the cop is on the on-ramp on a bridge, you can't see him, and it's instant on radar. There's nothing you can do about it. As soon as he flips it on, he's got you going 170. Boom, you're busted.
That's what happened to me.
I face it backwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a cop. I was going out Orlando, I-4 area, like when I was a kid. I'm in my Bronco. It's a shit box, right? And I'm hauling ass. I'm the slowest guy on there, and then he just comes up out of nowhere on the on ramp. I'm like, all right. He's like, get over. Why? Get over here, like banging. Yeah. People are flying by me. He's banging on my truck. I said, why are you banging on my truck? I'll make sure it's suitable for the road, sir. It's not, and you're hitting. It's not going to make any better. When I pulled you over, I said, no, sir, you're speeding. I said, okay, how fast are you going? You're doing 100. I said, sir, this thing, you cannot make 100. So I don't know what your problem is.
That was.
I like it, Joanne.
Yeah, Joanne, what she said, it's like, why are you speeding, sir? My wife ran off with an officer. I thought you were trying to bring her back.
That's a good one.
So yeah, I really wanted to hit, because that is just, I mean, not only just the stories that you come back to tell from those things. Like I said, that's one of those, we could spend days with you, and I bet you could just recount, just the different things that you guys encountered, not only just from literally probably the, oh my God moments, like it's remember that time that we almost died. Yeah. It's just just the ones like, I can't believe we outran them, because that was what they, like, if you get popped going 170, how does the officer even catch you at that point?
Radio.
That's impressive.
Radio.
We have, well, supposedly somebody I've heard has police scanners set up for each jurisdiction you drive through, and you can listen to them talking. And so they'll talk to each other, so where the next cop is, because he just blew past me going 180, blah blah blah, and the next cop will go, I'm at exit 142. I'll pick him up here, so where the cops are. Sometimes, if you get lucky.
So you just get on it even harder.
Or you get off and lose time. Depends. Supposedly.
supposedly,
Yeah.
allegedly. So that
I know
sounds
this.
like fun.
Remember, this whole conversation is allegedly YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
I'm
alleged.
allegedly.
I'm writing a book, and these are just
Yes.
ideas in my
Yes.
head.
This is coming in his new Cannonball Run, the zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse. Yes. we're brainstorming ideas right here. God, I'm just thinking 100, 170, 180 miles an hour. I'm not too comfortable going over the 100 mark. Just myself, and I can't. It's just,
Man, I'll be flying around the turnpike.
well, just the impressive, hand-eye coordination somebody like yourself would have to master that, because there's so many variables you can't control.
Right.
It's just, you have no idea that a little old lady is going to pull out from around that semi, and when you're going 180, there's, you have that.
That's the thing though. Us guys that run this, your biggest conflict, or your biggest I can't speak English today. The little old lady on the telephone calling you in. That's the biggest problem out there. Everybody has phones. So we might run 180, 190, but when we pass somebody, we're on the binders hard, and you pass them at a differential. You go past, I mean, they're going 75 or 80. You go past them at 90 or 95, but we don't. I mean, none of the ballers I know go past somebody 100 miles faster than they are, because that's insane. You just can't. And somebody actually did the math. One of the brainiacs in our group, and then he's in the fraternity of lunatics, figured out how many times you are on the brakes and on the gas in a 2,800 mile run. I think it was 22,000 times or something. He figured brakes, gas, because that's all you're doing. To the floor, both pedals, boom, 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 because you got to get up to 180, then back down to 75 or 80 to pass somebody, back up to 180 again.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm picturing the car looking like Tommy Boy, just comes screeching into LA, just, everything's smoking, everything's falling apart.
Dude, yeah. I've got video of me coming. My wife and I did a run once, and she's like the 10th fastest woman in America right now. And we come into the Portofino, man, the car would just, it was rolling smoke, and just the brakes were smoking because you're trying to get there at the fastest possible time. And we roll into the Portofino finish line, man, the car's just rolling smoke. Half the time we're out there waiting for the dudes to come in, their cars are just rolling smoke coming in. Your rotors are shot, your brakes are shot. If you've overheated, your motor is shot, your tranny is shot. We tore up a transmission on a benzo going out there. It's just, it's rough.
Do you have like an aircraft carrier catch net right there? So when you come in, you can't stop. All of a sudden the net just comes up like a safety thing and just catches it.
You will fly into the ocean.
God, dude.
You're like, what happened to Steve? Oh yeah, he's swimming with the fish. It's literally, here's the video. You just watch him just right into the surf.
New artificial reef.
I told Craig he didn't. When you're going, like, I think the fastest I've been is like 160, and the lines just completely, you have no margin for error at 160. Yeah. It's like the lines are like one, and you're like, holy shit, I'm moving.
Yeah, that's the guys that do that run those speeds, man. They'll spend, you'll have $80,000 or $90,000 tied up into the race with your car, and then it's just the highest tires, the best money, the best tires, the best brakes, the best of everything.
All for a t-shirt and
all for a t-shirt.
Yeah. Good job. That sounds amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
You're literally, it's one of those. It's like, all jokes aside, like people say, it's like, you get a t-shirt, but no, you want to talk about being just, you go down as a legendary badass. When you do this. It's just, you're in such an elite group that it doesn't matter who it is. It's just, obviously you don't walk around with, broadcasting, what it is, but just anybody that knows what it's about. You're literally, you walk in and it's just going to be like, oh my God, there's David Simpson.
That's David Simpson.
It's, yeah. And it's just, it's like, oh my God, him and his, you see you and your wife, you're like, oh my God, these, legendary cannonballers.
Dude, there's a lot of Cannonball records to be had out there. a lot of it's endurance. You're testing yourself against the machine, against the time. But like, there's supposedly a race this year, and the guy is going to do it in a convertible with the top down. Nobody has ever done that. So no matter what time he makes, he's going to be the fastest dude ever to cross the country with a top down in a convertible.
Hell, I get excited when I beat the GPS by 2 seconds.
There you go. That's a game for me. That's a game, man.
Hell, I'm excited when I beat the GPS.
Yep. Yeah, you see Jared, he was like passenger to Camaro. It just said, pegged at 250.
250
Holy
kilometers.
I don't know. I was like pegged at I'm wondering if kilometers, but I mean
kilometers,
even at miles.
An LT1. Yeah.
Yeah. Mental fatigue has got to be incredible.
Absolutely.
It's just a test, man. You against the road. It's fun. I mean, chicks do. I mean, chicks. That's derogatory nowadays, right? Ladies do it. It's a good time.
Do you know anybody who's ever done it in a Lamborghini? I mean, you said Audis. You said expensive Audis. Do you know anybody who's ever?
No, nobody has ever tried it. I want to. I have a Lamborghini kit car that I've been meaning to run. It'd be the most uncomfortable ride ever.
This sounds. What kind of car is it?
The Countach.
Oh, it's Countach. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a kit car, but it'd be fun. I'd like to do it, but not this year. Maybe next year if they have one.
So how many do you allegedly do a year?
There's not one every year. It's just if you get the invite, it's probably every other year on average. Just sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't.
Well, there had to be a good one when the lockdowns were, and everybody was like, "Oh, nobody's on the roads."
That's when all those records were set. There was a record being set twice a week sometimes because there's nobody on the road.
That's had to be amazing.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a Raul Julia imitation before you start?
I tear the mirror off. There is nothing behind me, or nothing. Yeah. It doesn't matter what is behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm just floored. It's just the logistics. Like I said, that mental. It's like, what do you do to keep yourself focused? Because that has to just be, after probably the first 24 hours, that just has to be absolutely mentally taxing. Being adrenaline constantly on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you don't get tired. Well, I never did, but it's like you said, it's an adrenaline rush for 30 hours.
How bad is the adrenaline dump once you get to your destination safely?
Oh my God, the party is incredible at Portofino. It's epic. That's why we do it. We go to the party. That's just Now
the truth's coming out. It's not for the ride. It's not for the T-shirt. It's for the party. That's how it is. For the after party.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, so like, it just, we go through, so out of all of your, you'd say your career, what was your least favorite and what was your most favorite job that you could think of? The one that just like, there has to be, nothing else, world's falling apart for me to come back to work there. Or is this one like, I would jump at the chance that they ever, wanted to bring me back?
The Army.
The Army?
Both. Yep.
So
worst
both
job ever, but also the best job ever.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
What was it that if you can talk about it, what was the part that you liked the least? And then the best?
I don't know.
If you had to peg something.
Sand in your sleeping bag, soaking wet for days on end, just it sucked, but great parts. You jumping out of airplanes, man, just it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah, a really good friend from back home, Mel. He was a 82nd Airborne. Yeah, and so he was an old time paratrooper, and that was what I think. So he liked that part. He just his knees are completely shot.
Yeah.
Because of it. But yeah, It's I would now. Do you flip a lot of cars, or do you just kind of do one on an occasion?
No, I don't. Hell, no, I love cars, and if I buy a car, I usually it's because I love it, and I'll keep it until I stop loving it.
So, how long you been married? It's like a get to know David Simpson.
Don't put him on the spot. Don't put him on the spot.
He's 7, 8 years. 8 years. 8 years.
Allegedly.
Just remember, the guy saying don't put him on the spot forgot to put quarters on his internet, and it just dropped off. Yeah, it's how many kids do you have?
We have 5 together between us.
Nice.
Nobody got arrested. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got pregnant. Nobody's on drugs. I mean, we have succeeded in life. They are all successful kids, man. Couldn't be happier for that.
Yeah. You guys, that's always a thing. Even me. I mean, I've got one. He's 13. But anytime somebody comes up and says, your son is really well behaved, I take that as a badge of honor. That means,
heck yeah,
I'm doing something correct. And just for the fact that you can say that, it means that you and your wife, you and your wife did what you were supposed to do, and that's just put the kids, give them what they need to put them on the right path for success. Because obviously everybody's got to make their own choice. Yeah. And the quarters are in the machine, and he's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
She was the meanest mom ever, according to the kids when they were very young, because I forget what Kara did, something, and maybe it wasn't homework or something. So maybe she was, I don't know what she did, but mom took the door off her room. Just, you gotta have no privacy. Taking the door off your room to get your homework done. It was like, I mean, that's unheard of. It's like, you took the door off her room? Yep.
Yeah.
It was. It wasn't. I had a no door for like probably about 14 to like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not an on-air story, but I had no door.
I've threatened him a couple of times. It's like, you slam my door, I go that you're going to lose that door. I'm like,
it sucks without a door.
Oh, I can imagine, man. Golly.
Constantly, getting to that certain age where you're constantly on the lookout. What was that sound? Everybody knows what we're talking about. Yep. It's one of those. It's one of those things. It just, as a parent, but congratulations. I mean, like I said, you guys have really, that's a testament that you guys are doing the right thing. I mean, your story. So you just came out with Zombie Road 7, if I'm not mistaken. That's 8. That's 8. Apparently reading Roman numerals is not my strong suit, apparently. Yeah. So what, how many books do you see in this series?
Actually, there's quite a few, because I mean, there are other writers writing in my world. I mean, Wesley Norris just put out one. You talk about Cannonball. He wrote a whole book about basically a cross-country race with these, all these bad guys after this good guy trying to go do this mission. And there's a couple other folks writing in my world, and I have more Zombie Road books to come, but I haven't written anything in probably 6 or 8 months. It's just been kind of a crazy life. But we bought this cabin up in the mountains. I'm going to quit my day job probably in the next couple of months and go back to writing full time. So I'll be pumping out some more stuff soon. So
everybody, and I'm going to be able, I know my numbers now, book 9 is on its way. That's why I just got out of that. He's quitting his job so he can get working on book 9. So, yeah, that's Jamie was just like, can't wait for more ZR.
Yeah, Jamie's got some good books out too, man. She
does.
She wrote in our we do a Zombie Road anthology every year or so, and all the proceeds get donated to wounded warriors or veterans for child abuse, and she wrote a little short story in there, man, and from there she's on her second book now, third book. She's on her third book now, working on her third book. So
yeah, everybody is just through the things, once again, and give a shout to Weird Realities, Hadley Thorne, because she's the one that steered me towards bringing you on. Jamie's part of that. We've just, through everybody that we met, the Jeff, Alan, Gambo, there's all these people that we're getting to, and it's a really amazing group of people. And I've absolutely loved talking to everybody. I mean, like this show, this has been an absolute blast learning about this stuff. I mean, just
really,
trying to get the alleged stories. We just need that, David A. Simpson, alleged. It's like that has to be the sticker. We have to do that. And so, are you going to be doing any media events right now, or you guys kind of have that on hold until things kind of settle down?
Man, I do them. I've done the last two I had scheduled canceled or got pushed back. I don't have anything on nothing concrete right now. We're doing an art gallery in the spring probably. They're doing a TV show for the Zombie Road, and we know more about that. I'll probably tour in conjunction with that. I'm trying to get it written into the contract. I get to keep all the vehicles after the TV show is over. So that'd be awesome.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's now, do you have, does it seem like there's going to be a little bit of Hollywood buzz around the series? Like they're going to try to do something with that, or is that something that you're trying to get done?
No, I've signed the contracts. They got optioned. A distributor is interested. They're on board. They signed the contract. The script writers are writing the first series pilot, and they call it a Bible. It's the first. They write a script for the pilot episode, and they also write they call it a Bible. It's just a synopsis of what the next 12 episodes are going to be for the series, or however many it's going to be in the first season. And so there's some big players on board already who have already given it a thumbs up and they want to do it. So
now,
I think it's going to happen.
Kane has it. This has got to be your T-shirt. The alleged legend.
I like that. I like that.
I like it. That has got to be it, because it's one of those. I'm a legend. Let's just say there's been a party on an LA beach occasionally. Yeah, it's. But no,
Kane's writing he's writing a book in the Zombie Road world too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I read parts of it. He sent me part of it. I think it's going to be good.
He's always welcome to come on if he would like.
Yeah, reach out. Yeah. Let us know. Like I said, it's. And yeah, I was looking as we were talking here too, in the mysterious version, and just to show, like when I told everybody you got to check this out, I mean, just to show what just absolute disregard he has for the notion of fear and humanity, that we're supposed to have as a human being. He doesn't care about that emotion. I mean, he is kayaked a class 5, rapid. Out here, I'm like, this is just, as you're looking at it, it's like anybody that's ever kayaked and white water rafted, a class 5 rapid is not just some little ripple. I mean, yeah. that's that's borderline waterfall.
I had to beach and drain the boat, I think 4 or 5 times on that run. It was rough.
Yeah, anybody that's ever kayaked, class 5 rapids, that is not just some little you're jostling around. I mean, this is some major, you have to know what you're doing. I said, they don't take tourists on usually anything, higher than a 2, maybe a 3. I mean, it's class 5. I mean, that is just impressive. I mean, it's just, if you look at the story, I mean, I don't know how much you want to get into them, but I mean, you've got stories of being shot, being knocked out. I mean, it's just, you have lived the lifetime of, us 3 plus, several others, all on the span of years. The stories are just amazing.
Man, well, actually, some of those stories come from my repo days, and I'm supposed to be writing. Well, I am writing a book with another lady we're co-authoring about, repo stories.
Oh, you're
They're fictional, of course.
He was a
but-
repo man. Oh.
Dude, we repoed the Batmobile.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Tell me the guy came running out in Batman, underwear.
That would have been cool, but no, it was a voluntary. The high-end vehicles like that, you don't just go pop. They have to basically give you the keys and open the garage for you. But
wow. So you've repoed high-end stuff on a high-end level, not like little mom and pop's BMW. You went and got Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches.
no, Ferraris, yeah, and Porsches, yeah, but never a Lamborghini. Like
nice.
who was it? If you want to be somebody, you drive a Ferrari. If you are somebody, you drive a Lamborghini. I think
I've
Frank
heard that.
Sinatra said that. Yeah. But yeah, I pop Ferraris and Porsches all day long, but not all day long. But yeah, but never a Lambo.
So what was would you say was probably the craziest repossession that you did? Besides just like an actual car itself, but I mean, was there one where you literally thought your life was in danger as you're repoing it, or was it just just the technical side of how you were able to pull that job off?
Oh man, I've had a lot of guns pointed at me. I guess the one of the craziest ones was an El Camino, an old ratted out El Camino that the dude just refused to pay the bill, and so I went after it, and they come after me with baseball bats, and there was 2 of them, and it was a fight for the life, kind of knock down, drag out, and that. I think I wrote about that in the thing, and this girl was screaming. She was just screaming, and it was crazy. It was weird. It was San Diego. It was late at night. It was kind of foggy that night, and she was just screaming, and it was just echoing off the buildings, and these dudes with baseball bats were just duking it out in the street. It was crazy. It was fun.
That's awesome. Bounty hunter. I mean, you've done it all. I mean, it's that. How long did you do bounty hunting for, or do you still kind of moonlight on it from time to time?
No, I do not. The highest paid bounty hunter in San Diego County was this. She's the one that trained me. She was a little redheaded girl. She was about 5'4", but she was smart. The hardest part about bounty hunting is finding them, because they do not want to be found. And she would skip trace. She would find them. She showed me how to find them and identify people. Then she went to the gym, and she had these dudes that she used frequently, and she'd hire them $1 a pound. Whatever you weighed 280. She'd hire you. She'd pay you $280. She'd get 2 or 3 of those dudes and just go pick the guy up. She'd just hire the muscle. She'd find them.
That's pretty smart.
That's clever. That's clever, fella.
Yeah, she was smart.
That's because I'm sure. I mean, those ones. I mean, did you find that one, riskier than repo work, or was it something that kind of sort of about the same risk level between the two?
Dude, people usually won't kill you over a car, but they will kill you over their freedom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not going back to jail, that kind of thing. But that's just the really bad guys. Most bounties, despite all the Hollywood hype, are the guys that just drunk driving. They owe money for child support. Just nonsense, nonviolent. Yeah, that's how most of our bounties were.
And that's I mean, I'm looking in here because I know there's several of them, but it's you've been to all 48 states. We got to get you to. The only thing you need to get to is Alaska. Is Alaska and Hawaii the ones you haven't been to yet?
Yep. We had a race planned to Alaska, but it got canceled because of COVID. We were going to start in Reno, race our cars to Glacier Bay, Alaska on the 4th of July. There's a cliff jump those cars. We just raced across 3,000 miles off the cliff, then take a flight home.
That's crazy.
So you had to buy a cheap car because you don't want to throw away $5,000, right? But it had to make it that whole trip at speed because you're racing, and so everybody's looking for just old beaters, like what would make it up there through that Alaskan highway, and then we jump it off the mountain.
That sounds fun as shit.
Yeah, there's something. There's another race. I can't remember what it is. It's almost like you look at the wanted ads, like and you just buy the most junked out car, that you can find, and that's the race, is to
Yeah.
see if you can complete it. And I mean, because that's the whole point. It's like you're not spending thousands of dollars on a car. You're basically like, here's some guys, 1970 some, van, and you're picking the thing up. It's like got one donut on it. You're doing what you can just to try to make it across, the distance. I want to say it's like 500, some mile distance. But yeah, you've got to make it over the certain distance in this car. There's people breaking down all the time.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can find that one. Yeah, there it is. The Gambler 500. Yep. Thank you. Yep. That's the one. Yeah,
I've never done that.
So
it sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's what there's not a whole lot of tech, and nobody's really getting tickets on this one because, I mean, a lot of the time, I mean, it's just, you see the blue smoke coming a mile away, and that's from one of your competitors in the race because he's throwing another rod in the motor as he's going to.
What's the information on that one? I want to join.
Yeah, so that's one of those.
On the house.
Yeah, you look at it, there's some of the most raggedy looking cars you've seen. I mean, they're just chugging smoke as you just hear the knocking of the motors as you're passing them.
That'd be fun.
The tire that's just going. Yeah, I mean, I just look at this stuff. I mean, it's just, you worked for the mines. I mean, just the fuel hauler. I mean, it's just.
Oh, dude, I learned about mafia.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Dude, there was mafia for everything. I take the Mustang, like these the book shows and conventions and stuff, and I went to Walker Stalker, huge Walking Dead convention. I got the Mustang there. People were taking pictures with it. It's all free, just take your picture, buy a book. After the show, these dudes come over. This guy had the Batmobile. Another guy had another famous car. I don't want to say who he is. There was a couple of famous car guys there who would charge, $10, $20 to take pictures of their cars, right? They came over to me after the show and said, "Hey, you can't be doing that." I'm like, "Doing what?" "Giving away free pictures of your car because you're making us look bad." And it's like, that was the show car mafia roughing me up, so I wouldn't give away free pictures of my car.
Oh my God, that's nuts. He's got the muscle coming over, just telling you.
Hey, we're doing that.
You got to follow the rules.
Yep. Show car mafia, baby.
Hadley just joined. Hadley, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we just got.
Hey, Hadley.
Yeah, guys. So is that show worthy still, that car, or is it or like you said, because I know you said you ran that, that you ran the wheels off that thing.
Yeah, no, it's still good. It's in storage right now. We moved out of our house. We bought this cabin up in a mountain, but we're renovating it, and everything we own is in storage basically, and that car's in storage unit. But yeah, I'll take it to a show, and the next big show I have planned for sure is Fandemic, and I believe it's in April of 2022 in Atlanta. The car will be there.
Wow, we gotta, if we can ever get up that. I mean, that's not that far from us. It's like 6 hours. I think a drive for there. Do you ever do anything down this way in the Orlando area?
No, I haven't, but I've been doing a day job for the past 2 years, but I'm quitting all that now. Well, soon, and I'll be open to doing more shows and stuff then.
And that's, yeah,
Jeff,
no,
Jeff, I have my tickets. I bought everything, but I don't know if I'll make it or not. I'm thinking about canceling because of all the COVID restrictions.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's one of those, you can't even really talk about it. It's even just mentioning it. It's like COVID. Next thing you know, you get that nice little bubble that pops up.
Right. Yeah.
For information, it's like, all I said was COVID. That's all I said. I didn't say anything positive or negative. I just said the word COVID, and it's already giving me a fact check. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just, even just typing C19 and you get the little fact check bubble nowadays, and you're like, I don't understand this.
Oh, holy cow, Jeff! Well, I'm definitely not going then.
Yeah, God, that's pretty. That's it. One, it's especially if you get something where you're talking about zombies. It seems like there will be cocktails.
Well, okay, I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah, you got me there. There's cocktails.
20 books is a lot of fun. It really is. I've been there twice. It's a good time.
Now, is that author conference?
Yes, sir. Yeah, out in Vegas.
I remember somebody. I think it was one of the other authors. I think Taylor Moore that we had on that was talking about that, and I remember him saying something about 20 books. Yeah, that was. Now, did you do any formal training, for writing, or was this something that just, I've got the stories in me, I write them out, and do you do the editing yourself? Did you find somebody that that you really found that was a great editor to help you along the way? I mean, that's said for anybody that's thinking about doing, this work.
Oh, do it. I've helped. I don't say I've helped. I mean, they have the talent, but through the short story anthologies and things, I kind of help people get started. And I've helped a number of people get started. I'll show them step by step how to publish a book. If you have a story to tell it. I have the greatest editor in the world. I'm married to her. She works for free. So that's awesome. But as far as writing goes, man, just write. If you have a story to tell it. You can work out the details later. Just get it on paper, then go back and fix it if it needs fixing.
Now, have you thought about doing the short stories on Amazon? Just like the chapter, the
Vella?
The Kindle Vella, because I know there's been a lot of people talking about that for just people that they're not really ready for a book, but they've got like those short stories, like I said, the Kindle. So have you tossed that around, like possibly doing something like that, or is it kind of not really right now?
No, not. It's not something I'd be interested in. I have a small publishing company, and one of my writers is doing Vella, but it's not really doing very well.
Oh wow.
Well, definitely plug that. What's your publishing company?
Wise Pug Publishing. It's they can get a hold of me if they're interested, but I don't really advertise it too much. It's a lot of work, and it's basically to help people out mostly.
I just like the name Wise Pug.
Wise Pug.
That's fantastic. That's there.
Well, you're doing it on Amazon. It's like, oh God, come up with a name, and you try to think of something. And we have a pug, and she's sitting there looking all wise. So Wise Pug, that's it.
That's awesome. I mean, it's one of those names that's so catchy. You're just like, had this come out, and it's like that there has to be the dog is somewhere, like the dog or the animal involved that comes up with these things, and that's it's like that. Production company, Ubu, sit Ubu, sit, it's the dog, it's like Wise Pug. I love it. That is a fantastic name.
And my daughter named her dog Obo, and just Obo. Okay, it's a cool name. And I just found out like a year at, the dog's a year old now, that Obo means or best offer.
That's awesome.
Do you have that name copyrighted? Because it'll be in the atmosphere now, and somebody will steal it. Wise Pug. You'll see a dog food commercial. Get your Wise Pug dog food today. Like, that was my name.
Is it copyright? No, it is not copyrighted. I guess somebody can steal away.
I wouldn't recommend it based off the thing. It just
no.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a smart idea. It's and then because it's that, where could people find you? Is that for the Wise Pug Publishing? Is that I see something that's brought up here, like bringing up the first search was overdrive.com, and it's talking about Wise Pug Publishing, the feral children series.
No. Wise Pug Publishing. I don't have a website for it or anything. It's just just my in-house thing. I'm not advertising, look for new writers, but the people that write under the Zombie Road banner, they'll go through Wise Pug.
Okay.
And it's just for tax purpose. It's an LLC. I gotta pay taxes, so they gotta pay taxes. And no, actually, we paid money for that dog.
Well, I say you could use it for the write-off, like you did the car. Now the dog's free.
Right. Yeah.
You can write off the dog now.
Hey, dude, can we write off the dog food? That'd be it. Yeah.
It's a business expense. He is the corporate mascot. You've got to be.
This is true. His
Yeah.
picture is in all the books.
Yep.
Or her.
Yeah, it's kind of necessary to keep the mascot, the image of the company alive.
Right.
I mean, you can't.
You're a genius, man. I'm gonna. I'm a new tax write-off.
So, well, it definitely is like as we're getting there, it's like we got to plug. So, obviously Amazon.com. Look up David A. Simpson. Pick up the Zombie Road, the Feral Children series, and I'm bringing this up here too, so I could show people here. It's just like we show with the DavidASimpson.com is the site to go check out, and I've said it a couple times already, but please, everybody, take 5 to 10 minutes. Just go check out his site. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say how cool it is. Here's what I was talking about. Here's Amazon right here. Just you can pick up other books. They're all right there.
They're all on audio too. Well, the short story collections aren't, but everything else is on audio. Even Wesley Norris wrote that Deadline Zombie Road story. It's mostly a car story, and well, it's not mostly anyway. It's a zombie, whatever. It's a cool story. It's Cannonball. I mean, he was talking to me about Cannonball when he was writing it. About I'm going to have these guys going cross country, and these dudes are trying to stop them, and there's these bounty hunters, and it was a good story. Anyway, everything is on audio, and ebook and paperback, of course. So it's easy to.
If you're too lazy, to type into 2 search boxes, just like I said, from David A. Simpson, you can click right here. Click the buy now, and it'll take you right to the book. And yeah, the website, like I said, you go to the About Me, and I'm not kidding. This is the short version, and then this, as I'm scrolling for people to see, this is the rest of the bio. I mean, like I said, it is a fantastic read just in itself. It's a drive clicks, but yeah, I mean, contact. I said you can just do right here, media inquiries. You want to get in touch, just write them there. You want to check out the car we've been talking about that's allegedly driven beyond a speed limit sign. I think you said it tops at it's not too reliable over 70.
No, not with those tires on it. It's just it gets kind of wobbly.
Yeah,
I've driven it. I've been to a couple of shows with it, a couple 100 miles away. Things like that. Went down to Goat Island once for a prepper convention. That was weird. It's just this island full of goats, and it was a ghost town that was in that movie Big Fish. They built this town on the island to film, and then they just left the town when they left.
Yep.
And a bunch of goats live there now.
That's awesome. Just go there. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. His bio is epic. I mean, that is an epic. That's your Amazon Vela right there. Just even your bio. You could literally just copy and paste that right now and submit it to Vela, and that would be worth the purchase just to read that bio. And yeah, Goat Island sounds right up your alley up until they start walking around on their hind legs and start freaking you out. Just everybody's seen that viral video.
Yeah.
But hey, David, I want to tell you thank you. Appreciate you coming on. I mean, the effort that you took to be on with us and tell these stories. I mean, this was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. It was a good show, dude. This is the highest, most production value. What's the word? I can't speak English, and I'm a writer. You had the highest production values of any podcast I've been on. I mean, it was really cool. Your intro was awesome. I'm gonna go back and watch that.
That's a blessing.
Thank you for that. That's a high honor for us. Thank you very much. I mean, it
was really good.
You
do book trailers?
If you want, send it to us. Like you said, we'll post it.
No. Do you make book trailers?
Do I make book trailers?
Who did that? Did you do that intro?
That actually, we'll give him a plug. Matt Seibel, he used to be with us as a producer. He made that for us for our intro. He did that one. I mean, I'd be more than happy to send his information along to you.
No, it's really good.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job doing that one. And so, yeah, we ran it. Like I said, we really liked it. we've paid through Fiverr. We've got a couple of things like what we play, the lightning storm that you'll see at the very end. That's that little flash thing, that stuff that we paid for. But yeah, he made that for us. So it was really nice of him. So we appreciate the kind words about that. So, well, thank you. Tell the family, have a great night. Enjoy the new place there. I said, look forward to it, and best of luck with the book. I hope that this, turns out to be one of your best sellers for you.
Well, thank you.
I really do. So, and then, Hadley, appreciate that. Watch from the beginning. Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. We had, especially the Cannonball section, like that was a blast talking about that. That's worthy of, finding a little short clip and, posting that for there. So, all right, David, thank you so much. Best of the family.
Thanks, fellas. All right. Thanks, man. See you guys.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, check us out on social media. Once again, davidasimpson.com. Go check him out. Amazon.com. Find him there. Like, subscribe, follow, do it. Plus YouTube, subscribe, smash the like button, and do it all. Just beat that like button to death. Just comment. Helps us out. Patreon.com/3 Beards Podcast. As you can see down there, Chris needs his beard adopted now. That thing is scraggly. I mean, good Lord, man, we got to get some beard oil for that one. And I'm approaching the just for men, side right myself. I mean, as we get close up like Chris, he looks amused. Yeah. So we go there, go to redbubble.com/3 Beards Podcast. That's where you can buy merchandise, and for us, it helps us support the show. I know. See, silver and gray. Yeah, it's really, like I said, I'm told it's distinguished. I just feel like it's showing my age with my teenager. And so it's definitely going to be, I've got to decide if I want to embrace the Santa Claus look that's going to be approaching me soon. But I don't quit beard shaming Chris. Hey, he's even said he's running out of beard oil. He needs more. So it's giving him, he needs some Mothman beard oil. Now, is that made from 100% Mothman? Or
70%. 50% Mothman, 50% Mark Eddy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so if Tanya, if you have that, definitely let us know. Like I said, that would be awesome for a try. And Tanya said, yes, it is. Yeah, GoFundMe, Chris needs beard oil. So there you go. Patreon.com. If for as little as $1, you can, we need the Sally Struthers. You can support a needy beard. It's just, we have that. So everybody, I said, thank you for watching. Please go support David A. Simpson in his endeavors, as a way, not only just thank you for coming on, but just, fantastic guy, amazing stories to tell. So everybody, thank you. We will be back next week. We're going to be talking CERN Collider. Is one of the shows, and it's going to be a pretty crazy one. It'll be a nice little panel. So sit back, wait for that. But everybody, take care. Good night.
Yeah.